She was not going to leave. So, this is where a 9-to-5, horribly paying job turns into art. I hold out Bun Bun. Bun Bun is really dead. Oh my God, Bun Bun! Bun Bun! And I couldn't do that. It's an Australian sleeping Belgian rabbit. Would not work, because Bun Bun's neck is really broken, and there's some blood coming out of its nose, and, you know, well, it's dead. So anyway, it's really dead. And I'm like, here's Bun Bun. You want me to just put him in the cage and you can just take him out of here? This woman was horrified. She hated my guts. And I just explained to her, well, you know, you bailed, and I figured the python kid. She called me all these names and she left. And I never saw her again. I know, I'm a dick. Okay, look, here's something else, which I just remembered. We had these big fish tanks with goldfish that we would get for a nickel each. And a lot of big fish eat goldfish, like Oscars and Jack Dempsey's and piranhas. You put in 3 goldfish and like the piranha kills it and eats it up. And so anyway, we had big tanks of goldfish, because on Saturday people would come in for like 50 at a time, you know, you give them a big water bag full of goldfish. So anyway, goldfish were great for kids, because they would come in and like for 25 cents they could have a fish, you know, they go, wow, I got a fish in a bag, you know, they put it in a big, you know, mixing bowl, and they have a fish, and the goldfish are amazingly hardy. They will survive an 8-year-old, somehow. You know, mom won't, but the fish will hang right in there. So anyway, the kid comes into the pet shop, I want a goldfish, and he and I take this young man right up to the goldfish department. And there's this huge tank with like 90 million goldfish in it, and there's this one white one. It's like swimming through the air. I want that white one. I don't see it. You see it? No, I don't see it. I just see a bunch of orange fish. Kid will just give me an orange fish. No, I want that white one. What? You mean the one over there with the gash in his head? No, the white one. See? And like just like stringing the kid along. So 5 minutes until the kid's almost in tears. I want that one. Like, that white one right there? Yes. Okay. And so Ian fills the cup half full of water, and I take the net. And I make this big display of trying to catch this fish, which I can just easily catch. You know, and so I go, it's like on the edge of the seat, suspense, move, get this fish. And I get the fish, and I put him in the cup. White goldfish swimming around in the cup. I go, is that the one you want, kid? And he goes, that's it. That's the goldfish I want. I go, Ian, that is probably the coolest goldfish I have ever seen. Ian goes, I hardly agree. That is a goldfish to be reckoned with, most certainly. And we went on and on about how bitchin' this goldfish was. And then Ian said, Henry, it's time. I said, okay. And I took the goldfish out of the little cup, and I said, is this really the one you want, kid? And the goldfish is like, you know, in there. You know, like, this is a great goldfish. He goes, put it back in the water. I'm like, okay. And ate it. The kid goes screaming, running out of this place like someone lit his little ass on fire. It was great. The mom called. I don't know what you had going on in this place, but you should tell your 2 employees to grow up. Even at that young age, we knew we were bound for greatness. I went out with this girl for a while. Really into her. I'm not trying to get into one subject here. All they talked about was chicks. It was so boring. But anyway, I was like really into this one girl, and it was really cool. We're skipping merrily down the lane, and I was just like, man living in lukewarm water. Henry, huh? Henry, you're about to walk off a roof. Okay. I just didn't care about anything. I was in the... She dropped me. And so I was like, ah! Pour an egg. It sucked, man. I was so depressed. Man, I was just like standing beside myself. I was so depressed, looking at this guy sitting in his chair in his room, staring at the wood in the floor for 3 hours at a time. Playing a Miles Davis CD over and over again. And play again, you know. You know, just hating it, man. Just dying. When you do get left by the girl or the boy, say you're in my shoes, the girl leaves you, And then you are Mr. Depressed Guy. The weight of the world is crushing down upon you, and you're really depressed, you know. You are really depressed, and you're in your room like, oh. And, you know, everyone goes through it, the relationship. You know, and you are at the bottom like, oh. You will go into your room, and you will do all of that really hilarious shit. That bitch! You know, and it's kind of good for you to vent a little. So, you know, if you're like me, you lock the door, you paint the walls black, you put on black clothing, dye your hair black, get some black paper and some black ink, turn the lights off, put on one of those shitty records from Manchester and just scribble manic poetry, page after page after page. It comes out of you like a volcanic fountain. And it's all good, and it's all profound, and it's all real because you are the king or queen of pain. No one knows the pain that you know. You are alone, and everything you write is very intense and profound. No matter how silly it is. Oh, lonely moon. I look upon you, and I see myself looking back upon Earth. Oh, do not cry for me. I lay in the desert of alienation. I am alone. Pity me not. And you'll write all this shit and read it aloud to yourself, and you'll think you are so bitchy. Then 3 weeks later you read it, and you're like, oh yeah, there's that killer stuff I wrote. And then, like, it's really hard to read because it's black paper and black ink, so you have to kind of shine it in the light. You're like, but pity me not, for I lay in the waste of exile and alienation unto myself, ... Get the f... But while you're in the grip of that alienation and depression, you are thinking very clearly. You do not miss a single workout. You go on some awesome diet that when you are sane you can't possibly maintain. I will eat no sugar. I will work out every day. I will be the most efficient machine there is because no one will ever make me feel that low again. Ha! I've got you all! You know, and you get really... I stand alone, and you really feel like you're, you know. So, every once in a while that happens, and like 3 days in, you're starting to feel pretty good about it. So, I heard you're really depressed. Yeah. Oh, isn't that a drag? No, I like it. Well, how about me and my friends, we take you out and we'll cheer you up. Hey man, get the fuck away from me, okay? You want to go right back into your room and like put on one of those silly records that you can't really play when, you know, you're in love or something. Okay, for you guys, I've said this before, when you get dumped by the girl, do what I do. It's really silly. You have to lock your door so no one comes in on you. And you need to go out to the record store in preparation for this, because I'm sure none of you have any records that feature the vocalist Rodni James Dio. But I do. I've got them all. Because I play them when the chick has bailed. Because on every Rodni James Dio record, there is 1, 2, 3 Evil Woman Look Out Tonight songs. And he'll always come off with a self-righteous thing like, no, look out, evil woman, I see thee. Ha! Out! Out, devil woman! Beware! Okay, which is, you know, kind of silly, like right now. Like if we could cut to evil woman, look out tonight over the PA, you all would be like, okay, but when you're like alone in your room and you put on that Sabbath record he sings on, he has that song called Walk Away, which is just about like you see the woman and you just go, ah, walk away. When the chick is bailed on you, you will sit in your room with a fake cape on that you've made out of a towel and a paper clip. And you will like, you know, take a pen and you will sing along with Ron. Walk away! If anyone came into that room at that point and saw you with your cape and like the celery stick or whatever you're using, 1 foot up on a table like...
There would be no way you could say you were doing something else.
You would be so incredibly busted, it wouldn't even be funny. All of you guys have been busted jerking off, haven't you? You have the dick over the sink, and you're going for it. The one time you left the door unlocked, the door opens, you have a minor seizure as the doorknob turns. You, fast as you can, move over to the toilet to make it look like yours. Just take a piss. Sometimes you can pull it off. Hey, I'm in here, man. Okay, right on. Yeah, word. Yeah. Trying to piss with an erection. Don't look around. You know. But every once in a while, you just get busted. Because the door will open and then you get fully caught leaping to the toilet. And the guy, he's been, the guy opens the door, he's been caught too. Hey man, I didn't say anything. It's cool. I do it 3 times a day too. It's cool. There's this idea in my head I have, and the idea is called part of you dies. When something happens, part of you dies, you know. My dad would take me out on the weekends, stand me up in his backyard at attention and make me sing the national anthem. If I messed up one word, he'd smack me in the side of the head. Every time he'd smack me, part of me died. He'd make me do the Pledge of Allegiance. He'd make me sing all these songs. My country is smack! 'Tis of thee, goddammit. Part of me died. When I would lie in my bed at night and listen to my mom fuck next door to my room, part of me would die. When her boyfriends would beat the shit out of me, part of me would die. And part of me dies all the time. And so I deal with that the best I can when parts of me die. And that's why I write, because when parts of me die, it hurts, and I write about it. Parts of you die all the time. Sometimes it's beautiful, most of the time it just hurts. And anyway, I wrote this last night, like 3 in the morning. Time with you was perfect, never boring, never wasted. You were always the same, intense and beautiful, amazing. I would look at you as we sat in places. You awed me with your sheer presence. When I was away from you, I would stare at your picture endlessly. Something you never got a chance to find out. Something you'll never know. One fact. I would have done anything for you, knowing that it all could have been used against me. I know what happens when you do that even a little. I have the scars. For you, I would have pulled sunlight from thin air and lifted the curses from your life. I loved you so. It's tragic at this point. It's like an ongoing funeral. You're out there somewhere, and sometimes I feel myself dying slow, knowing that you're alive somewhere, and someone else is smelling your hair and touching your neck. You know how those barbed and clawed nights can pass. They rip the meat right off your back, send you into a corner, and leave you with enough of your senses to realize that you'll live to see another hammering night alone. So that's where I was at 3:30 a.m. this morning. This is a story about 2 boys. One boy was born in California, conceived in the Midwest in 1961. Another boy was conceived in Washington, D.C. and born in a snowstorm in Washington, D.C. in 1961 at D.C. Columbia Hospital.